I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this, cause my body's too bootylicious for you, babe.
Oh, stop.
Cut it out, cut it.
Guys, welcome to Real Awkward, a podcast that puts brass back in ass.
It puts the brass back in ass.
I said it wrong.
Yeah.
My name's Andy.
I'm Amanda.
I'm questioning life.
Yeah, I would.
With every sip of wine, I wonder why.
Oof.
Guys, this podcast is about nerdy stuff, pop culture stuff, stuff that makes you love your life. We today are discussing something incredibly important. Things that was fundamental to our existence and being as children.
Okay, I was about to be like, you're very getting close to sound like Arnold, and then you just pulled it
Except
on
when he
out.
tries to sound like Arnold, then it's
Yeah.
real bad.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
And we all know I have a terrible Arnold.
Get
so we're
down,
not gonna bother.
Dominic. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. We're talking about none other than your favorite movie soundtracks.
Yes.
Now, when we were discussing this episode, we were kind of like, hey, we should do an episode about movie soundtracks. And then we were kind of like, I don't know. I know a couple of them, guys. And then you guys were like, no. I think I have a lot that we could talk about. And now we're literally in a podcast talking about movie soundtracks. So,
And that's
Ashley,
how this works.
talk to me right now. Let's just do this.
Oh, okay.
What is your favorite movie soundtrack?
Why do you put me on the spot? I'm literally the one that was like, I've got nothing to
That's
contribute.
why I did it. That's why I did it.
That's so rude.
Okay, talk. What about favorite movie song?
Okay, the only movie soundtrack that I know the whole soundtrack is Garden State.
Fair.
What's a song? Oh wait, it's. I
I literally
How
don't
does
know
that-
what you're singing.
It's like I don't know the words, but it's like squeety pops, a lemon drops. Why don't you just follow me and like something like that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What?
I couldn't tell you.
It's to complain, just let go, let go.
Oh, Imogen Heap.
What you waiting for?
Oh, whoa. It took a while to get to that.
Well, because you guys know the chorus, but you don't know the beginning of the song, which is like.
Don't make fun of it. It's a good song. Honestly, the
It is a
whole
good song.
soundtrack is really good.
Okay, listen, I'm not going to say that I nailed that because I did
No.
it. So can you give me a little bit of what it actually sounds like?
So let
Now
go,
I'm thrown.
Let go, I'm diving. Remember the waiting for. It's I don't know what
See?
the words are.
I'm saying that like you get it, you could feel the music, but then the words escape you.
Also, for what it's worth, the Hide and Seek album by Imogen Heap
It's so
is
good.
so good.
It's so good. There's a song called Such Great Heights, which was a Postal Service song, but it's
Yes.
on the album. It's by Iron and Wine. So it's more of a what do you call it when there's more like a serenade? Like, what do you call it?
Instrumental?
Ballad. More of a ballad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ballad. A serenade.
So it's a little bit lighter version. There's a song from 07 in the waiting line.
So you were like you were dope. Like this was dope to you.
Yeah.
Like
I
you would
like
just
it.
sit there, repeat
Well, okay.
over and over and over.
To be fair, if you know me, which you do, I've watched Garden State like
know.
100 times.
100
Yeah.
podcasts later,
So-
our audience knows who you is.
Well, not really. I think I only have like 58 get to know Ashley.
I was
listens
going to
or
say,
something
if
like
you
that.
don't know Ashley, go listen to Get to Know Ashley. Also, there's a Get to Know Andy and Amanda.
Yeah. But
You can skip Amanda and I's.
Whatever, mine's good.
listening to the album gives me the same feeling as watching the movie
Okay.
Oh, that's
fair.
cool.
because
I
I
like it.
I can associate it with different scenes
Because
and
you're like,
stuff.
let go, let go. What you waiting for? That's awesome. Amanda, talk to me. Favorite song from a movie, or same thing like Ashley, where you like the soundtrack was your life at
Tarzan.
one point.
No.
Tarzan, Phil Collins all the time.
my
No, that's my mom's favorite fucking album. That or the Free Willy soundtrack.
I don't remember any
So-
Free Willy songs.
It's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
What is that? Help me. Come on.
Hold on.
Come on.
Andy does this thing where he wants you to think about something, but then he won't stop talking and it's like, shut up.
I know.
Da, 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 da.
I will be there. That was Michael Jackson.
Okay, there you go.
I got you, girl.
Thank you.
it.
I was like,
I
I'm
look
right
over
there.
at Ash, her arms up. She's like, here we go. Da-da.
See,
Da-da-da-da.
I love sing along.
I always have loved movie soundtracks, and I think it's because I grew up listening to them because my
Yeah.
mom always had them going. So I some of my favorite albums are movie soundtracks. So I don't know if I have one favorite.
No, you probably
soundtrack.
have a lot.
I have
but
a list of some of my favorite soundtracks, but I would
want to
say
hear this list.
I would say like some songs that I think are worth buying the whole album for were R. Kelly, I believe I Can Fly from Space Jam.
Oh,
Now-
snap. Yeah.
The Space Jam soundtrack is pretty great, but
Yeah.
really that was the best song on it. And then you had the come on and do the slam, like come on and do everybody
basically,
get up, it's
jock
time to
jams.
dance now. Yeah, that song.
It's
like
a Space Jam. Welcome to the
it's
Space
your brand,
Jam.
do your
Yeah,
dance.
I remember
Time
that.
to Space Jam. That song.
All right.
And then the R. Kelly song were worth buying the album for. And
Was
then
that before he peed on people or something?
it was probably when it was all happening. And then
Just singing and peeing.
and then the Batman Forever Kiss from a Rose by Seal.
Oh, I remember hearing that nonstop back then.
Okay, so that album, Seal's album, it's
Yeah.
like a white album.
Yeah.
That album is great. But it's like peak 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That album is so good.
It's actually late 90s.
yeah, but I
Forever
just mean
came out
like
in 97,
it's
right?
very 90s.
No, it is. And
it's
his
the
song
Val
was
Kilmer
probably like
it's Val Kilmer Batman.
it's probably 40 or 46, Jesus. Probably 96 when he made the song.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. So yeah, you're probably right.
So-
like mid 90s.
That album
She
Seal's
said peak 90s, not mid 90s.
Well, peak 9, that's not true because there was some other good stuff. Prince did the first Batman
we could have a
album.
whole
Yeah.
new episode about when the 90s peaked. But
Yeah.
go on.
But
Prince.
so Seal did an album, and Kiss from a Rose was on the album,
Mm-hmm.
and it got used in the Batman movie.
and
It's so good. I love that song. But really, the rest of that album's kind of meh for the Batman soundtrack.
But you're just like, I just need that seal.
Kiss from a Rose, I had the tape. It was good.
I love it.
I don't know. Like, I mean, what's your favorite soundtrack, Andy?
Mine's embarrassing.
What is it?
Mortal Kombat.
I mean, it's so good.
So listen, the actual album itself though, fucking fire, dude. There was
Fucking fire.
There was so many.
I'm in my late 30s.
There's
you know what?
So
I
many.
think my brother had it too.
Yes, there's so many good songs. There's like EDM tracks on there, which your brother probably totally digged. There's like punk rock stuff. There's like some stuff that's like soft, like Asian ballad music. Like you just went through like all of these emotions while you're dealing with the Mortal Kombat soundtrack. But funny enough is my second favorite is the Ninja Turtles 3 soundtrack, which is actually terrible now that when I go back and listen to it. But as a kid, I had that shit on repeat. Like it was like Jungle Boy. Do you remember that? Save tonight. Give me the save tonight. Oh.
Nope.
No.
You don't
I
remember any of that?
I mean, I'm sure if I watched the movie, I'd be like, oh, this was the jam. So was that like your first soundtrack you ever bought?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that Mortal Kombat was the one that I had because Mortal Kombat came out in, I want to say 93 or 94.
I don't know. Doesn't
so anyway,
matter.
but it doesn't matter. 10 years old. And I remember just being like, this is dope. This is amazing. Every single time. If it's not how old I was, it
I know.
doesn't matter to me.
You get so focused on like exactly
yeah.
what year it came out, and I'm just like, it doesn't matter. Do you remember like the first soundtrack you ever bought?
Aside from Disney
Yeah.
soundtracks, I think Garden State is the first one that I ever bought. We had some in the house,
Yeah.
like Bodyguard, Titanic. Gosh, I don't remember any others off the top of my head, but I don't feel like soundtracks were that prevalent in our household.
I loved Kiss from a Rose, like that song, like I loved it. And so I think either somebody had it or they bought it for me, the Seal tape that had the song on it. And so I would listen to that tape over and over.
Yeah.
But the first soundtrack I remember like buying myself was the Mulan soundtrack.
Oh.
because
All right.
I'll Make a Man Out of You was like
Yeah.
my jam for a really long time.
It's actually a good song.
It's a really good song,
Cammy
yeah.
was singing it the other day too.
Oh yeah, because it's on her Tony box.
She's
Yeah.
like, "What's that song where you like, I'll make a man out of you?" Or she said so. I don't remember what.
Donny Osmond from the hit Mulan.
No, that's what she would say. She'd be like, "Did you bring me daughters?"
When I asked for sons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Amanda's like, yeah,
she
yeah,
kept
that
saying,
song.
she kept saying it over and over again, and
Yeah.
I was like, "What is that?" And then later I was like, "Oh, that's right, it's the Mulan soundtrack."
Mm-hmm.
But no, that one's a good one.
Yeah.
Sometimes Disney crushed it.
Dude, Disney,
Disney-
crushes it a
On,
lot.
They have great songs.
Yeah.
They really do. Like, even like the earworm and on everybody right now is like Encanto music. Like,
Yep.
We don't talk about Bruno, no.
Yeah.
I think what's different about
Nothing.
so I
You
was
guys-
singing it
well,
all
you-
day, and then
Yeah.
this one time I don't. What's different about Disney soundtracks is that it's literally recognizable songs from throughout the movie.
Yeah.
When a lot of soundtracks are like, what is the song playing during the credits? That's the one everyone knows.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Or like stuff, it's some intense scene, but the music is kind of in the background of a club or something like that in the film. And then it gets added to the soundtrack. You're like, I don't remember that at all.
Exactly. I mean, there's some
Yeah.
like, like the Star Wars theme,
Yeah.
that, certain ones that are recognizable as like the intro theme music. But I think most of the time I feel like it's literally just the end credits.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes what would it be? Like the theme song of the film will be the end credits? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like that's the one that people recognize.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but you're right, it's
you'll-
not in the
like,
film.
This
Yeah,
song will get popular,
right.
and it's like, oh, it's on this soundtrack, and then you watch the whole movie, and it never shows up, and then it's finally like the second
Yeah.
song in the end credits,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There's the Celine Dion
Yeah.
one that I always loved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's literally songs that are on the soundtrack that are never show up in the movie, and I'm like, how is that even?
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah?
I don't understand that so much. Like, especially when it's like these pop songs or whatever
Yeah.
that you're like, what? Like,
Maybe
how did this
they're
work?
Yeah.
Maybe they were used for like the trailer.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, that
or
could
maybe
be.
there's like the tiniest bit of it in the background and you didn't really hear it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, like, I think that there are some like soundtracks where I think the soundtrack is better than the movie.
Yeah.
And
to
in my
me.
opinion,
What do you
Garden
got?
State was one of those. But I
Oh.
think Juno, the soundtrack was better than the movie.
I think last time we were talking about Juno, I got super confused.
You tried to tell us the synopsis of it, and you're way off.
Because I was throwing out not Juno, I was throwing out some other thing with Jason Bateman, and I don't remember.
like, yeah.
It
The
was
one
the-
with the,
It was,
with
it was wrong.
change up or something.
It was wrong. No, I know Ash when we first got together, she was like, I have 3 movies. I have Garden State, I have Anchorman, and I have Aladdin.
And you had like Family Guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did. I had
have
one
some-
season of Family
You
Guy.
did have some Family Guy seasons.
Yep.
But those, even the songs like Skyrockets and Flight, you could sing right now.
Oh yeah, we've had.
I know we've sung
Yes.
on the podcast, but I'm saying like those movies, obviously, because you had them on repeat over and over again, those songs are probably incredibly stuck in your head. I would be surprised if you couldn't sing word for word every Aladdin song at this point.
most of it.
You think
Which
there's-
you also have done on the podcast.
No,
I
you
have.
did. You did. You went hard.
Someday
on that
we'll
one.
have just an episode where I sing every single song from Aladdin.
Let's
and we
do it.
can
Poorly.
never put it online.
No, we'll
poorly.
do it for our Patreon.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's hard because I think like musical movies have to kind of be in their own category.
Absolutely.
Because there's movies with great soundtracks where like the music really works with the movie to convey certain emotions, and then there's movies like Aladdin where that have songs. So like
Yeah.
2 albums I actually listen to all the time, which was one of them was one of my very first vinyl records, was the Blues Brothers soundtrack.
Oh yeah, you've talked about that.
I
Once
love the
before,
Blues
yeah.
Brothers. I think the music is incredible, but like they're musicals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Sure.
And I re-listen to that music all the time. And like same with like a Disney movie. Like it is music that moves the story along with words and stuff like that. So like you're gonna sing it, you're gonna learn the words and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Well, it has words.
Yes, yeah. Like another one that I actually think the music is really good, even though it's a stupid movie, is Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Oh, dude,
Oh.
I could not tell you any of those songs, but I bet if you have, can you sing one right now?
No. I think if you've
I
never
will not.
if you've never seen the movie, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it is good.
But it's a musical, it's about this guy. It's kind of like a play on like Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Walk the Line,
Right.
obviously. But John C. Reilly is a Broadway performer, so he can sing.
Right.
So then they give him these dumbass songs,
And I wish I could remember one of them.
and I'll play you one later. I'm not going to sing. They're hilarious songs, but
Yeah.
some of them are just good songs.
Right.
And that movie's so stupid, but it's hilarious.
It's one of his like leading role films where he didn't do
He's
that very
the
often.
main character.
Yeah, right.
But then you have like a bunch of like SNL actors and like the Will Ferrell characters
Yeah.
who pop up a lot.
Right.
They're like famous musicians.
Okay.
Like Jack White plays Elvis for like
Oh,
30
okay.
whole seconds. Tim Meadows is in it.
Freaking Tim Meadows.
It's so funny and it's totally worth watching. But it's a good one because it's like, if for nothing else, the music is catchy.
yeah.
And then, so what about like one of my favorite movies? I mean, I love this movie, but Shrek has great music.
Shrek is
Yeah,
actually
and a
pretty
lot
good.
of it is
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth.
Well, no, it just All Star, like the
I thought there were other ones.
so
No, because even doesn't Fastball, isn't that in that too?
so they have one song. So basically, in the very first one, they have All Star, obviously, like the like early
Yeah.
2000s.
Hey
hit.
now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. That
And
one.
then I think
For those of you that had no idea what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Some people are like,
they
"Whoa,
also
what's that?"
sing "I'm a Believer"
Yeah.
on that soundtrack, but it's a ton of other people on the.
So they had more
soundtrack.
than one. That was the point.
So it was two.
But then Shrek 2, they don't have any songs on that soundtrack.
Okay.
But both of those soundtracks are great.
Yeah.
The third one's okay. The third soundtrack's okay.
Shrek
And then
the third.
Yeah, and
is
then the
that
fourth
where
one
Donkey
sucks.
and the Dragon have babies? Is the third one?
Dude, they have babies in the second one.
Oh, okay. How does that happen?
I don't want to know. I don't know.
What's
don't
the
want to know.
anatomy work in that situation?
Well, and that's one where like it's not just kind of background music. Like some of the characters sing a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But it's not a musical.
Does Shrek actually sing?
No.
I didn't think
No.
so. Like Mike Myers actually singing in any of those.
In the DVD for I think him and Fiona sing at the end of the second one.
Okay.
Like it's like a whole ensemble thing.
Right.
But no,
we all know that Cameron Diaz can't sing.
Yeah, no, she can't. But Donkey sings a couple times, but it's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy has an album.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He does. Yeah, right.
But
That was a terrible Eddie Murphy.
yeah, it was bad. I don't know. I mean, I love Shrek, and so I can always watch those movies.
I
but-
feel like I know I don't want to get off track on soundtracks, but I feel like, do you think Eddie Murphy's going to be like lost on younger audiences right now? Is he in that like gray area where right now you ask an 18-year-old kid like, "Hey, what's your favorite Eddie Murphy movie?" and they'd be like, "I don't know who that is."
I think that's the case for a lot of comedians of our time.
Yeah.
You're probably right. It makes me sad.
I mean, they might not even know who Mike Myers is if you ask.
Right. At this point, would you please go listen to the Robin Williams Street Cred? Because it's incredible to go over that guy's performance. But he also is in that gray area where people are like, don't remember.
Yeah.
I've lost him.
Yeah.
Man, it
mean-
looks so sad.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where you're just like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate.
So I forgot a third one growing up, and it was the Men in Black soundtrack.
Was
We
that whole-
are the Men in Black?
Okay.
What?
Will Smith.
Yeah,
That song is a banger.
it is a banger.
Okay. I said on our Will Smith Street Cred, go listen
Yeah.
to it. I loved his music back in the day. That song is awesome. What other songs were good on that album? Because I don't
can't tell
think there
you.
were any.
No, there was. I remember there being some stuff that was decent, but I can't tell you.
Mm.
I literally can't remember any of the names of the songs.
Oh no, I'm not expecting that.
In fact, I'll pull it up.
the slowest.
In fact, I'll pull it up. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop.
It's the freaking dial-up internet. 1 second.
I don't know. I mean, I think that I don't remember it having a bunch of good songs. I remember the score was good, like the instrumental stuff, because it was done by Hans Zimmer, and he does a lot of movies,
Oh, okay, yeah.
the music for a lot of stuff. And then, but I
Hans
think
Zimmer did Batman, right?
Danny Elfman did Batman.
No. Sorry. Dark Knight.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Listen.
I'm ready.
Okay, Men in Black soundtrack. Men in Black. We are Men in Black.
got-
Remember
we
that?
got it.
We Just Want to Party with You. Snoop Dogg and Jermaine Dupri.
Whew. All right.
I'm Feeling You by Genuine.
Okay. Genuine.
Right?
There's only one song by Genuine I recognize.
Da Dee Da. Sexy Thing. Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys. Dang. Okay.
Yeah. Just Cruisin'. Will Smith.
Okay.
The Nautic. D'Angelo and the Roots. Make You Happy. Trey Lawrence. Escobar from Nas. No.
So it's got some notable
Erotic
artists.
City from Emoja. Same Old Thing, A Tribe Called Quest. Killing Time, Destiny's Child.
Dang.
Waiting for Love, 3T. Channel, No Fever, De La Soul. Some Cow Phonic. Buckshot Lephonic. I don't know. Yeah, and then the main theme, Danny Elfman. So, like, that was the soundtrack. So, I mean, it wasn't terrible.
Interesting.
I'm just saying. That one hit my brain real quick, and I was like, I remember that one being
I'll
a
have
good
to
soundtrack.
listen to it again.
We also had, I don't know if this was all Phil Collins. I feel like Phil Collins, like, he is on a lot of soundtracks for various things in the 90s too. But we listened to Phenomenon.
With John Travolta?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember having the soundtrack for that too.
Are you talking about the main hit from that one? Because that was not Eric Clapton. That was not Phil Collins. It was Eric Clapton.
I meant Eric Clapton when I said Phil Collins. They're the same guy.
Sure aren't.
They're the same guy.
I don't know, man. I mean, if I think about like a rap soundtrack, I think about Into the Spideyverse.
Oh.
Because they had the Post Malone song.
Yeah. Well, and the character sings it. Like he's like humming it
Yeah.
in his headphones.
But that whole album is just like a bunch of like rap.
I could change
Andy, what
the
was
world.
you mentioned when we were talking about this earlier that
Yeah.
Baby Driver had a really good soundtrack?
Yes.
Because he's in the movie again.
They
He's
call me
listening
the Baby
to songs all the time,
Driver.
right? He's always got his headphones on.
Yes.
But you didn't remember what songs were on it.
I'm going to go back to it. Let me go back to Phenomenon. Okay. Listen, Eric Clapton, Change the World. Okay.
Okay.
Dance with Life, Brian Ferry. Crazy Love, Aaron Neville and Robbie Roberts. Corinna.
Okay.
Taj Mahal. Have a Little Faith in Me, Jewel. No.
He looks at us like, see,
No.
told ya.
No.
Like, aren't y'all big Jewel fans?
I Have the Touch, Peter Gabriel. Pete Gabes. Pete Gabes is in there. Ladies.
Well, you got close to Genesis with Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel.
Piece of Clay, Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye. Yes. Okay. Not going to go with that one. No one cares. No one cares.
so
No one cares.
what you're telling me is there's one song.
Yes.
And it was probably in the end credits.
Okay, listen. Yes, it probably was. Listen, the cool thing about Baby Driver, as I'm going to switch gears here.
Was that a Baby Driver joke?
Yeah. No, it wasn't, but that's funny. The soundtrack, Baby Driver is what I just typed in. That's never going to help anybody. But what's cool about this is the director,
Wasn't it Edgar Wright?
Edgar Wright,
Yeah.
he had thought of this movie like 20 years ago.
Oh, really?
He had wanted to do it for a really long time, and he was like, he didn't have the credibility, he didn't have the financial backing, the production was going to be really, really intense, but he knew, he's like, I want a song where music drives the actual feel of the film. He's like, I want the edits and the cuts and everything to hit with it. So, so it starts, so you got Bell Bottoms.
Bye.
Well, this is John Spencer Blues Explosion.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Harlem Shuffle, Bob and Earl, Egyptian Reggae, Jonathan Richman.
Okay, so the point isn't that the songs are like you know them.
No, they're
it's
not-
that
no,
they
I'm
just
sorry.
suit the movie really well.
Yeah, but they weren't iconic, but they were enough that you'd want to.
I'm sorry.
What?
Do not say that Simon and Garfunkel are not iconic.
Oh, I didn't hear him say that before. I
No,
started
he
my
didn't,
thought.
but
I
I'm
haven't
just
gotten
sitting
there.
here.
I haven't gotten there. Hold on.
You know what the name of their song is?
Nope.
Baby Driver. You've never heard of that song? I literally just sang it 5 seconds ago.
Literally going through this stuff, and I don't see
it's
it
not
in
on the
here.
soundtrack.
Wow.
Oh, there it is. Super, super low on the list. Like number 47.
Anyway,
Yes, Baby
that
Driver.
song's incredible. But no, I mean, I understand what you're saying where the music is almost. So I really like it when the music is almost a character itself.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Like,
agree.
I love it. And Baby Driver is a really good example of that. That's a
Yeah.
little bit more family friendly than some other people.
Oh, I know another one.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy is one where the music is such a
Yes.
core element of the movie.
Very much so.
And then obviously at the end of the first movie, you kind of realize that you're listening to the mixtape that Peter Quill's mom made him.
Right, which is
and then
cool.
The second movie is the gift that he opens at the end of the movie,
Right.
where there's a. Sorry, you just got attacked by a bug.
I'm sorry, segue. Does everybody have that dumb face when something hits you out of nowhere and you all are like, just me? Cool.
I mean, nobody could see the face you just made except us.
I know. Instagram.
Yeah, sure.
Someone capture Andy the moment again.
Yeah,
Picture of
Patreon.
Andy swatting a bug.
Yes. No, you are incredibly correct when it comes to the characters in films from the music standpoint, because you can argue that things like Star Wars and Indiana Jones is the same way. Those songs are so iconic that imagine not having Star Wars or Indiana Jones without those theme songs.
Yeah.
Imagine them just gone. Like Darth Vader walks in, it's not like dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun. It's just like
Well, or just bong.
I
well, like,
am Darth Vader.
Every time Indiana Jones does something cool, it's dun, 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 dun. Like,
But
Right.
could you buy that and listen to it on repeat?
okay,
I think people did.
Okay,
but
so-
I don't know if I could.
so sometimes I will put like movie scores on my phone when I kind of just
Yeah.
want music but no words.
Yeah.
So that's fine to listen to, but like it is not, movie scores in general are not like a, you know what I feel like listening to today?
Yeah.
A score.
It would be. It's
Gonna jam out to Jurassic Park.
No,
Like
I
it's
mean-
7:30 a.m. You get in your car. It's cold,
Dun,
and then it just starts.
dun, dun, like I mean it's like okay, I think
It's
we'd
so
be
awesome.
remiss to
Yeah.
say like John Williams is the music of our generation, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I feel so.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, like they're incredible
Right,
songs.
right.
The music he makes for these movies is incredible. But yeah, I mean the guy's not sitting there like making like hit tunes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
he's
right.
making
Oh, yeah.
full scores.
Yeah.
And I think like someone like Danny Elfman
Yeah.
is a little bit more in tune. He makes incredible music, but he's from Oingo Boingo. He used to write songs in a band.
Right.
So he writes singable songs.
Sure, I can understand that.
And so I think, certain movies he's done like Nightmare Before Christmas, those
Incredible.
Those songs are a little bit catchier
right.
because he's got to sing half of them.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, like Guardians of the Galaxy, like James Gunn has a very good way of putting music into his movies. The Suicide Squad was also the newer one,
Yeah,
directed
that's
by
right.
him, where the music was a huge character.
So Cherry Bomb was in that one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, by Joan Jett and the Runaways.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
was that in that new
I
one, or
think
was
so.
that the first one?
I don't remember,
Or
but
was that
it's
the
always
Harley,
Harley
Quinn one? Yes, it
I
is the
think
Harley
that's
Quinn.
just the song they associate with Harley Quinn
That's
now.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But another director who uses music as a character is Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, that's true.
I like his movies a lot more than I know Ashley does. But
No, I enjoy the Tarantino stuff, but yeah, I know Ash probably wouldn't appreciate it as much because she's too busy not liking Quentin Tarantino films.
he's not for everybody.
No thanks.
He's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But the music is a huge part of his movies.
Well, I mean, what Pulp Fiction, that entire thing without the music would not.
So good.
Yeah, right. But even Kill Bill, he worked really hard on getting music going with that too.
Yeah, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he used a ton of music that was especially big at the time to kind of help create the 70s vibe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he did it with Jackie Brown too.
yes, I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of his movies, and I get why people don't like his stuff. Like, it's
Sure.
very harsh. And some stuff he does is hard to watch.
Violence.
But,
core, what's it called? Violent core or something like that. It's like a genre
porn?
he created.
Well,
'cause
I
it's
don't
not
think he's
gore.
gore.
It's
Yeah,
not
I was gonna
gore.
say his not
it's
like gore porn, but like-
hyper violence
Yes.
though was very
Ultra-violent.
much ultra violent
Yes.
stuff was his.
I and it's so interesting to me sometimes how these certain songs can cut through these really intense moments, like Reservoir Dogs. They're playing
Yeah.
Stuck in the Middle with You while the one guy's being tortured.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
It's such a weird
yeah. Yes.
like scene, but and then like Pulp Fiction when like Ving Rhames' character and like they're getting like raped.
Yeah.
And like this music is just playing and you're just like, this is such a weird
yeah.
mix.
Because Tarantino's like, it would be great for this scene.
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like
A
it'll be
hit
fucking
tune.
fantastic.
Yeah, but I think, he puts a huge emphasis on the music in his movies and I think that it pays off.
Yeah.
Because they're such huge hitting songs that it kind of helps drive the movie forward.
It's funny that you bring up Danny Elfman just because he had so much like iconic work, and same thing with John Williams. But like, I'm starting to think of like these films that I enjoy, right? I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan.
Yeah.
But he is all about the like freaking like small little violin first. It's just like
Yeah.
like an ogre throwing
Yes.
up.
yeah.
It sound like
and then it
vomit.
goes back and it's like
Like,
but like I
It's
will
the
find
intensity.
myself
Yes.
wanting to listen to some of that stuff. Like Inception, I think it's called Time. I will listen to that song over and over and over again. And it's like, it doesn't have a single word in it. Like it's just time.
no, I mean,
I mean, it's, yeah.
those movies, he is very good at like being able to convey a lot with the score.
Yeah, he does a lot of what I would call like progressive like emotion. So
Yeah.
like he steers you in a certain direction before you even know what's happening.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with Tenet. Like Tenet was that same way though, but it's very thick and heavy and but I mean it's a perfect example of how not a lot of people are probably running out and grabbing those soundtracks. But I find it
No.
the only way to complete those type of films that he wants to do is with that type of soundtrack.
Yeah.
So that's huge. But it's a huge juxtaposition to something like Moana, where I'm sitting in the theater like, make way, make way. I'm having a great time.
I mean, the songs of Moana are good, dude. Like,
I'm going to admit this right now, full grown man. I had a smile on my face through the entire Moana, and all I wanted to do was listen to those songs after it was done. Like, I remember when Jermaine comes out and he's literally doing the shiny. I remember being like, this is incredible. This is like all of these songs are rad. Like How Far I'll Go is Cammie would want me to play it and then want me to go find other versions of the song so we could listen to it in different ways. And now she's that way with Encanto.
Well,
Like-
and any other Disney song that she's into.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there's a
that's
song
fair.
from, or I guess it's not a remake, but the Big Hero 6 song by Fall Out Boy.
Oh, that's right.
And then there's
Yeah.
like Panic! At the Disco does a version of some Disney song. I don't remember, but yeah, she likes the more rock versions
Yeah,
of
she
the
does.
Disney songs.
that's funny.
She was a fan of Trolls and stuff too for a while. She liked some of their songs
Of
too.
course. I mean, that's all pop. I was gonna say that's all Poppy, which is funny because that's a character.
that's her name. But
I have to throw out Sucker Punch.
Oh my god, the music.
I
in that
feel
movie
like
is
we've
so
talked about it
good.
before, but it's so good. That's one that I can literally like. It'll come up on Pandora, and I'm like, "Ooh, this song, yes."
is that
That's such a good soundtrack.
Bjork on some of that stuff?
It's I don't know
it's
off the top of my
various
head.
artists.
It's
Was
just
it?
certain. A lot of songs are just remixed.
One pill makes
so
you
good.
want her.
But even just like the score, like just
Yeah.
like the music,
Yeah.
it's so like driving forward. Like
Yeah.
everything is just kind of like and it's good.
That was Zack Snyder, and he got a lot of crap for that film too. Like people weren't a huge fan of that film either. But I think that he has done a good job on his music because 300's just as good with the songs that he chose.
Sucker
And,
Punch gets
I
a lot
don't
of hate.
think of 300 as even having a soundtrack.
Yeah,
I know, I don't even remember
it's,
it.
It's awesome. They're literally like in some of their epic battles and stuff like that. Like he just chose some awesome.
That's one I haven't seen in a
awesome
really
tracks.
long
Yeah.
time. Like Sucker Punch gets a lot of hate, and it's not a perfect film by any
Yeah.
means. Like some stuff you're just kind of like, "Bleh." But I think that movie is so good.
And I think,
Yeah.
honestly, the music makes it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when she's in her dream sequences, the
Yes.
music is what makes you feel like it truly is a dream.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah, because she's like
it's larger than life.
She,
Yeah.
she like dances herself into a transition of whatever she's thinking about, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. See, another a certain director that I really love that you guys don't like, that I love the music in his movies, is Wes Anderson. I don't care. I have most. I hate you. I have most of the soundtracks to his movies.
Yeah.
I love the music, but it's very kind of like I think Mark Mothersbaugh does a lot of it, but it's very just kind of like doo 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 doo, and then like and then once you have the songs, you have just like regular songs that are taken from artists. But like Life Aquatic has a lot of David Bowie stuff, and then
I was just talking to my dad about this, that I do not like David Bowie as an artist. So I was listening to Under Pressure with Queen and Bowie, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know why it didn't click with me. I've always known that it was freaking Freddie Mercury and David Bowie that are doing these parts, and I'm listening to it and I'm like, man, one guy's really good. And then all of a sudden I'd hear this gruff, creepy back alley dude like singing. And I was like, there's something doesn't compute. Something's making me upset. And I looked up the song again and like went back through and I was like, oh my God, it's freaking Bowie and Freddie Mercury. And I'm like, Freddie Mercury's incredible. Like he's an amazing singer. And this is my personal opinion. I think Queen's phenomenal, but Bowie, I cannot get into a lot of Bowie songs, and I don't know if it has something to do with just the way he sings, but yeah,
I'm not,
because he had stuff in the Labyrinth for soundtrack, right?
Let's dance. Yeah, red shoes and dance the blues. I'm not.
Wow, that's how I imagine him.
I'm not like
R.I.P. Bowie. I'm sorry.
Old,
yes.
like, hold my hip.
Get your colostomy bag and pain and let's.
I hate it so much.
Sorry.
I'm not like the biggest David Bowie fan on the planet. Like I'm not like diehard.
Yeah.
But there are a handful of his songs that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
That I think his voice works for. His
I
voice doesn't work for every song.
There's certain Bowie stuff where I can just be like, okay, I'll let the song pass. But overall, you probably will never hear me say, like,
put on the David Bowie album.
Put on the David Bowie. Yeah.
I
don't think I'm going to do that.
There is a French guitar player. His name's Sue George. He's Portuguese. And he does. I had to correct myself. I know you don't care.
No, that's why it's funny. I apologize. Portuguese.
Sorry, I need
Somebody
to get
out there is like, he is not French.
No,
So,
Amanda.
Yeah, and he does covers, like acoustic covers of David Bowie songs. So he sings them in a different language, and his voice is a little bit like deeper, and I hate this phrase, but like velvetier.
Okay, but better,
smoother. Yeah, and I actually prefer those songs.
Right.
I think his voice just suits him better, and like his version of Starman, I love. And even though I don't speak the language, I love the song. And so that I found him on the Life Aquatic soundtrack, because he does a lot of the Life Aquatic stuff. But yeah, I know. Well, you guys don't like Wes Anderson, but I think that
more
almost,
like Wes Borderson.
I don't care.
Am I right?
Most of his movies, I think, have incredible music, but a lot of it's kind of like the music fits the vibe of the movies.
And
so,
there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. I think that is probably portrayed and done well. Yeah. I just don't enjoy the directing style of Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson.
I will say I forgot. I forgot. My favorite soundtrack.
Oh, snap.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
I just re-listened to that song again. Soggy
love
Bottom Boys. Like
that whole soundtrack. I do not skip one song.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
My dad bought that album, which is weird because my dad, like, his musicality is all over the place. Yeah. He can't sing, he can't dance, he can't keep.
But he's the dad from Footloose.
No, but he's he's a Simon and Garfunkel fan.
That album, and he's like, I could listen to this.
Yeah,
every day.
It's so good.
Really good.
It's so good. And what's hard is you can't get the full album like digitally anymore.
Yeah.
Weird.
Like there's certain songs that aren't available.
Yeah.
But like I still have the CD, and so I listen to it a lot. But like it's such a good album.
So right now with we keep bringing up Encanto, but it's like we're talking like top charts. Like we're talking like that soundtrack download over and over and over again. I feel like Oh Brother Where Art Thou were literally, it was the same thing.
Didn't they win awards?
A Man of Constant Sorrow was a number one for a really long time.
So many people. And it's funny because when did that come out? 2000 or something like that? Or?
Maybe like 2002, 2005.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was Clooney. Like
A lot.
actually
Well, they
singing.
did a really good job of making
Yeah, they
it seem
did.
like it was him.
They did.
And I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, Rosemary Clooney, like
Yeah.
his, I think Aunt or Grandma or whatever, like she was an incredible singer, and I
Right.
actually love her
So
music."
you thought maybe.
Well, and I think some people were like, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
of course he can sing."
2000 is when it came
Okay.
out.
Oh, okay, 2000.
And,
Wait, I
um,
said that.
You did.
God, I'm good.
And then yeah, because I don't relate things to my life like that. And so
I remember I was 16 when that came out.
yeah, I don't remember. I remember I wasn't like shocked when I heard it wasn't him singing, but I was kind of like
No, it didn't bother me
The
once I
lip
found out,
syncing
but I
was
thought it
incredible.
was. Yeah, it was great. It was freaking incredible. In fact, I want to go watch that movie again
it's
and
so
listen to the
good.
soundtrack.
It's so good,
That's a good one. That was a good reach.
so good.
That was a good
I
one.
love that.
Was that it? Is that all you have for favorite soundtracks?
I mean, we could throw out Repo, but I feel like we've talked about it before.
I know anyone that's listening to this podcast like, oh my god, they
Okay,
never shut
Reboot
up about
Jack
how
Opera, I
great.
get
Whatever,
it.
it's good.
It is
But here's
good.
one though, like, would you put that CD on?
Yes.
You would?
I am infected.
Yeah, okay, I think I have.
by your genetics.
I think it's one where I prefer to watch it, like listen to the songs while I watch the movie
That's fair.
versus putting it on. Like
And I don't think I can be saved.
that is
Andy's
not-
just going to perform it all right here.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Why, oh, why am my genetics such a bitch?
that part's the worst, dude.
It is really bad. Actually, that's what I love about it is that
Yeah.
it doesn't traditionally rhyme sometimes. It like comes off flat or really bad, and you're like, all right, I'm
But
digging it.
that's what goes with the movie
Yeah,
because the
uh-huh.
movie's like a little off.
It is a little off. Mm-hmm. Grave robber. Grave robber. I'm sorry. I can't stop. I will literally sing that entire song.
shouldn't
have brought it
because
up. I
it's
shouldn't have
so
brought it up.
unique.
It's so
I
good.
don't wonder why I even bother. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Next one. I'm going to keep going. I can't stop.
You're the one who has to come up with a new album.
Okay, I'm going to go with Lion King. I'm just kidding. That's actually not bad. There's some good stuff in there.
What's funny is you all know I was not allowed to watch Lion King growing up, right?
Yes.
But we owned the soundtrack.
Serious?
Yeah.
You're like viscerally I can watch the
I
movie
can
through my
listen
ears.
to the songs.
Well, that was Lion King was interesting because Elton John did a ton of the music for that movie.
Yeah, that's right.
But then he went on to also do like all the music for Road to El Dorado.
I will tell you right now, legitimately, I've never seen that movie.
It's really good.
I've never seen that movie. I
It's
feel really
totally
bad
worth
now.
watching.
Okay.
I don't think it's like the best thing on the planet,
Yeah.
but it's good.
so what is the best Disney soundtrack?
I already put my
Heavy
hat.
size.
I already put my hat in here because I think it's Moana. Like that's me.
Moana?
Moana. I think it's Moana. God, that was such a freaking Washington Caucasian way to say that.
I don't know. I liked Mulan, but mostly just for I'll make a man out of you.
Cause I'll
And that was your
Make a
jam at the
man.
time, but would you throw in Mulan soundtrack these days?
No, because truthfully, I really don't care for that movie that much.
yeah, it's yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, Mary Poppins.
Okay.
I'm Mary Poppins,
okay.
y'all.
I love
Yeah.
I love that movie, but I think the songs are great. Like Feed the Birds, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That sounds atrocious.
If you say it
sing-
fast enough
Yes.
or loud enough. I don't.
Loud enough. So there's a song. It's called "Stay Awake." Mary Poppins sings it to the kids as they're trying to go to sleep. I sing it to Lincoln when he's trying to go to bed.
Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Seems
that-
creepy.
Why do you look at me like that? Like you'd never heard that song
What's
before.
another way I should look at you?
Oh boy! Wow! Wow! Well, and then they have like Chim Chim Cheree and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my vote. That's my
Chimney.
Dis-
All
That's
right,
my
and
best.
she's
Disney
locked.
soundtrack.
She's locked it in.
Okay.
Final answer, Regis.
right.
You would probably think that my favorite soundtrack is Aladdin,
Let go. Let go.
but I have to say Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty
it was
damn good
like
one.
I
was
will
trying
put
to
on
decide.
that album.
That is such a good album.
Pretty damn good one.
It was gonna be that one or Mary Poppins for me.
That's fair.
Those are both fantastic.
Yours is Moana. You lock that in.
Yeah,
Moana.
Moana. Yes, Moana. No matter
My
how
mom,
far
if my mom
I
were
go.
here, which she wouldn't because she hates the show.
She was a Tarzan.
Tarzan. She still listens to it.
She just loves Phil
Son of
Collins.
man up to the sky, set your spirit and be free. One day you walk on with pride. Son of man, a man in time you'll be.
I love Phil Collins.
Yeah, it is Phil Collins.
I know, because I was like, can't get it right.
It's fun. It's
Okay,
like, God. That
You should have
song's
said
like,
I love Eric Clapton.
that would have been funny.
that would have been
Missed that
hilarious.
one.
I missed it. Guys, if you have a favorite soundtrack, one that is in your like top tier that you always put on, you have to let us know.
Yeah. When I post this episode, I will post a thing to our Instagram stories asking you what your favorite movie soundtrack is, not just Disney.
I know we talked a lot about Disney, but fantastic songs all
Yeah,
the time.
I
It's
want to
hard.
know because there's probably movies that I haven't
wanna
seen.
know.
I knew that was coming.
Na, na,
I
na,
almost
na.
did
Can you
it.
show me? So let us know, and then I will post it so everybody else can know your shame. And yeah,
This is actually one where like stories are only good for 24 hours, right? If you
Yeah.
listen to this episode later than day one,
oh yeah.
please still message us and tell us because I'm
Yeah.
genuinely curious if there are other movies with really great soundtracks.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I said, I love fucking soundtracks. So if it's good, I will genuinely listen to it.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
not lying.
Yeah, and I'll watch the movie.
Oh, I'll do both.
Oh, I thought
No,
it was
really.
a joke.
We don't tell
Stupid.
jokes
I
here.
don't know.
Andy feels so shamed right now.
I'm
Yep.
sorry.
We're both just staring at him.
Listen, where do people go do this at if they need to talk to us?
Check out our Instagram.
Instagram.
Check out our Instagram at Real Awkward Podcast. Real with 2 E's.
Double E.
You can also check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Real Awkward Podcast. $3 a month gets you exclusive episodes and some other cool stuff. That
Ashley
I
Nudes.
don't. Ew.
Like,
That's your
like
wife, bro.
penne,
Yeah.
lasagna, chow
Frickin-
mein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nudes. Sure.
Shh, what are you thinking about?
Side eye.
So, yeah. And then if you guys are able to, if you haven't already, please review the show. And then if you can, send our favorite episode to someone that you care about and make them listen to us.
As a Christmas present.
And send
Sure.
them a Starbucks gift card because everyone loves that.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting all these gifts. What's going on? Have you heard of the Real Awkward Podcast?
It comes with a $5 Starbucks card.
Okay, guys, thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye.